When you review audio, the hardest part is obvious. You can't actually hear what I'm hearing. So instead of throwing vague sound words at you, I'm going to focus on how the CrinEar Daybreak behaves in real games, positioning, clarity, fatigue, and consistency, because that's what actually matters. Just a quick heads up, AliExpress is running a Cashback team challenge, and I've got a team set up that you can join right now. If you shop on AliExpress at all, this is basically like free money. By joining my team, you can earn anywhere from 10 to 50% cash back as shopping credit on AliExpress. The exact cashback rate depends on the team level, and the more people that join, the higher that rate goes for everyone. All you have to do is click the link in my bio or the description, join the team, and then shop like you normally would. AliExpress tracks it automatically, and the cashback comes back to you as shopping credit you can use on future purchases. If you want the full details and rules for the challenge, I've got everything linked in the video description below. No pressure at all, but if you're already buying gear on AliExpress, this is an easy way to get a chunk of it back. Before we get into sound and gaming performance, let's quickly go over what you get in the box. Inside, you get the CrinEar Daybreak IEMs themselves, a premium leather carrying case, multiple ear tip options including silicone and foam, and a silver-plated copper cable. The cable supports interchangeable terminations, so you can run both 3.5 or 4.4 right out of the box. The packaging looks and feels premium. They did a really nice job here. As I mentioned earlier, the Daybreak follows the IEF Preference 2025 curve. Instead of thinking about graphs, think about behavior. This tuning avoids exaggerated bass and sharp treble. That means sounds don't jump out artificially and they appear where they're supposed to be. In gaming, that translates to consistency. Footsteps actually sound like footsteps and not bass hits. Gunfire has impact without masking movement, and nothing feels boosted just for excitement and hype. If you've ever used headphones that sound impressive at first but get confusing in actual matches, this tuning is the exact opposite of that. CrinEar didn't just throw drivers in here for marketing, each one solves a specific problem. The dynamic subwoofer handles low-end impact. This gives explosions an environmental weight without smearing into the mids. Balanced armatures handle the mid-range. That's footsteps, reloads, and positional cues. Keeping this region clean is critical for competitive play. Then the microplanar tweeters handle treble extension, and that's where spatial information lives, like echoes, reverb, directional detail, things like that. Because each driver is doing one job well, the overall sound stays organized and separated, even when the game gets chaotic. The first thing you notice in-game is how easy it is to place sounds. Left and right positioning is immediate, but more importantly, distance is clear. You can tell whether someone is next to you or down a hallway without second guessing. Elevation cues are also easier to read. Stairs, ramps, vertical movement, they don't blur together with these IEMs. In terms of the bass, it's definitely present, but it feels disciplined. Explosions have weight, but they don't wash over everything else. You can still hear movement immediately after a loud event, which is where a lot of the IEMs I've recently tested fall apart. The bass just kind of floods everything else out. I like a lot of bass, but sometimes you need to be able to separate the sounds. Mid-range clarity is where the Daybreak shines for gaming. Footsteps sit clearly in the mix without needing high volume. Reloads and subtle movements are audible without being exaggerated. That means less listening fatigue and fewer moments where you miss critical information. In terms of treble and fatigue, the treble adds detail and not extra sharpness. You get clarity without that piercing edge that makes you want to take out the IEMs after an hour or so. I've had no problem running long sessions with these. The soundstage isn't artificially wide, and that's a good thing. Instead of stretching everything outward, the Daybreak keeps sounds where they belong. That makes spatial information easier to trust. In competitive games, believable placement beats impressive size every time. For music, the Daybreak is reference leaning, vocals sound natural, instruments are clearly separated, bass is controlled rather than boosted. And if you're looking for fun, bass-heavy tuning, this isn't really that. But if you appreciate accuracy, it performs really well, and that same accuracy benefits gaming. When I was listening to some of the songs I normally listen to on my playlist, I could hear things I've never heard before. It was like watching an old movie in HD for the first time. You're like, oh, I didn't know that was actually there. It's pretty cool. This is an IEM that definitely benefits from proper setup. I wholly recommend using a DAC. Cleaner power and better headroom make a noticeable difference here. I also use APO equalizer with an EQ, a touch more sub bass, and slight mid tuning. The Daybreak sounds completely different from stock in the best way. Stock is good, but with a DAC and EQ, it sounds amazing. The included silver plated copper cable is actually worth talking about. There's low resistance, clean signal, and no immediate need to upgrade. The interchangeable terminations are a big plus. You can switch between 3.5 and 4.4 depending on your setup without having to buy extra cables, and that flexibility can make a difference if you're using multiple devices. Despite the complex internals, the shell is compact and comfortable. The nozzle is just under 6 millimeters, which gives a good seal without pressure. I've had no discomfort during extended gaming sessions, which is crucial if you play for hours at a time. For reference, I'm using the memory foam inserts. So with the Daybreak, you get multiple ear tip options, foam tips, a leatherette case, and the interchangeable cable. The specs are sensible, 20 ohms, high sensitivity, wide frequency response, and it scales well with better sources. Nothing here feels like an afterthought. Overall, the CrinEar Daybreak is a precision-focused IEM that excels in gaming, and I really like it for music as well. It prioritizes clarity, positional accuracy, and long-term comfort over exaggerated sound. If you want an IEM that genuinely helps you hear better and stay comfortable for long sessions, this is an easy recommendation from me. Alright, that's all I've got for this one. If you want to save some money, don't forget to join my team for the AliExpress Cashback Challenge. You can earn anywhere from 10 to 50% back as shopping credit on purchases through December 31st. The more people join, the higher that percentage goes. And if this video helped you make a buying decision, using the affiliate links down below really helps support the channel and lets me keep doing hardware reviews like this. And if not, no worries at all. I genuinely just appreciate you being here and checking the video out. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.